Нашими соседями стали ребята из Mini-Melts, маленькие мороженки. Давайте посмотрим, как все это выглядит изнутри. Они накладываются вот такие тару и представляют себя вот такие аккуратненькие маленькие мороженые. It's very tasty because I already tried a lot of different tastes. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Но самая лучшая штука в том, что сегодня здесь работает еще и учредитель этой компании, с которым я хочу сделать интервью. Дорогие друзья, меня зовут Артем, и наконец-то я с большим удовольствием хочу рассказать вам про владельца компании Mini-Melts, Mr. Tомом Моузи.
Hello.
I want to ask him some questions. Can you tell me how old you was when you started this business?
I started Mini-Melts in 1996.
1996.
So I was 22 years old.
And this is not simple idea to make small ice creams. How did you find this idea?
I did my undergraduate in business and engineering.
So you're engineer?
I have an engineering background at the University of Aston in Birmingham, England. And I applied some of the principles I learned in business and in engineering to develop this.
There were some people who invented before you, or it's your invention?
The concept of cryogenically freezing product was invented back in the late 70s for freezing egg and cream, and then we applied it to ice cream.
All right. As I understand, it was in the middle of 19th, and it was no internet, no social media. Could you tell us about how you made business in that period? There was no fast connection, only faxes and telephone, because now I see your business is worldwide. You're not only in the USA.
Well, even now with fast connections, you still have to do it the old-fashioned way, and that's what we're doing here today in Berlin at IAPA, and just meeting people, letting them sample the product, and that's exactly what we did in 1996.
So
in fact, our first trade show was IAPA in New Orleans in the United States in 1996.
When you just give this new idea to customers, how did they react?
They loved it. And most people loved it. Some people don't like change, they don't like new things, so they like the old soft serve ice cream or the hard ice cream. But innovative people love the idea, love the product.
When we're talking about this business right now, I do believe you are a rich person and you can not work almost. But you're still here in Berlin and you, I believe, have about 7 hours of flights and you have some time lag. Why did you still working? Because many people, poor people, said, if I get a lot of money, I will go and swimming on a yacht, nothing to do, I don't want to work. Why are you working? Because you can not work anymore.
That's a good question. Depends on what gets you up in the morning. I love to do this. I love to be behind the counter, and I've spent hours during this show just serving people ice cream.
Really do like it?
I like it, yeah, I love it.
20 years. I think some people get bored about any business because you have to do the same deal every day. Are you not bored?
21 years.
21 years.
No, I enjoy people. I enjoy people's reaction. I enjoy people loving our product. We have a great product, and it's a lot of fun. I would suggest that you do something that you enjoy. If you really enjoy what you do, then you really don't work. This doesn't work for me.
Enjoy something, don't work. Another one question. There are a lot of young people who are watching YouTube because they try to find some new way. We talked about yesterday. When they watch some MTV, they say Nicki Minaj, it's not good example. It's not good example for them. Which advice you can give to young people, for example, people who just finished university, they about 22, 23 years and they have no working experience. What you can suggest to them to start their business?
Well, first thing is congratulations for finishing university.
Yeah.
That's huge. And that's a great first step, it really is. And that's going to take you a long way. The second thing is just get experience. When I was in college and after I graduated from university, I just wanted to go work. And it doesn't matter who you work for. If you like sales, go work in a sales-related environment. My first business was a publishing business. It was a small shopping mall, and I would sell children's books. I sold that business after 4 years. We were one of the fastest growing companies in America. There's a company called Inc. 500 quoted one of the top growing, fastest growing companies in America. This company was also one of the fastest.
When I was in the US in 2006, and we go with my girlfriend to beach, the first cafe I met was Minimal's Cafe, and I was very surprised. Wow, they're so small, and it's much easier to eat them because when you get very cold ice cream, sometimes it's difficult to put your spoon inside.
Right.
If you will go back to the 19th, which problems was the biggest when you try to share your business? Because your customers is not people who eating. Your customers is small businessmen, I guess.
Correct. Every business is going to have its own challenges, its own issues, and you have to address them head on and find out what the solutions are. Capital's funding is always going to be a big issue. The best recommendation for that is start small and grow as you're taking profit. That's very important. Our specific issue was logistics, shipping the product around.
Because it must be cold.
It must be cold, but then we want to ship small amounts.
That's a huge problem because all the amounts are cold.
Right, so we use dry ice, a lot of dry ice in the United States, so we can ship in normal common carriers and then put dry ice in it. So that solved that problem. Every problem has a solution. You just have to figure out what it is.
In which city you started this business? It was capital or Europe, something like this?
We started in Dallas, Dallas, Texas.
Dakota State, I guess, because where you can invent this business with ice cream. Of course, in Dakota State,
It's a pretty hot state. And then we had a manufacturing facility in Florida, and now our manufacturing facility is in Connecticut.
Probably it will be a private question, but now I do know you have about 10 different plants in the world.
Correct.
How you can control them? How you can manage them? Because it's too much information, too much people. Is it difficult?
Each plant is run autonomously, so they make their own decisions. I run the global operation, but each plant makes its own decisions and then they report back to me.
Okay, and the very interesting question. You have to travel a lot to this exhibition, and in every location we see how business goes in this location. I do think you travel a lot too. How do you think now in our planet Earth, where is the business grow very fast? I mean, hot place.
That depends on the product. Our product is a little bit higher end, it's a little bit more expensive. So certain very fast-growing countries, maybe India and China, don't have the purchasing power to buy our type of ice cream. So really it's just product specific where it's growing very, very fast. Our big markets, our big growth markets right now are China. India, a lot of Southeast Asia, and the United States.
What do you think about Middle East and Dubai market? Because you said you have a location here.
Yep.
When I was in Dubai, I was very surprised because it's more like a Hong Kong, more like a Singapore. A lot of skyscrapers and a lot of money in the region.
The Middle East is growing very rapidly. Dubai especially because it's very easy for foreigners to come to visit.
Free zones.
And the free zones and to invest and to start businesses there. So the UAE is growing very fast. Other parts of the Middle East have some issues with growth, depending on how they've embraced the Western culture.
Especially Saudi Arabia, they got a lot of problems right now.
We do work in Saudi Arabia, but there are a lot of issues. I've never been to Saudi Arabia. So
they put some taxes on all sweet and unhealthy products, and they thought that everything but like an ice cream, like a sweet soda, it's very unhealthy, and they put double taxes because they got no oil anymore. I mean, oil prices go down.
The oil prices are down.
And they think about how we can put some money into our budget because they don't know, they didn't do homework like in Dubai.
Right.
Dubai
Dubai ran out of oil a long time ago, but they built an infrastructure not to depend on oil, which is very important. Saudi Arabia is a lot more dependent on oil. but they are developing and they are forward thinking. Thank goodness. I was reading today that they just passed a law that women can drive.
Oh, really?
First time in Saudi Arabia, so that's great.
Okay. I ask you about this market. When you operating this business, of course you're thinking about tomorrow. How do you think our customers tomorrow, people who 13 years old, 15 years old, who will be grow up, so what they will eat, what they will like, if it will be some new product or it will be some conservative product like a Coca-Cola, mini meals, something like popcorn. How do you think about it?
Well, consumer tastes are changing, and we continually monitor those changes to see. So people are looking for more healthy options.
Yes.
We're monitoring our calorie value, our fat values, some of our non-fat.
Non-fat ice cream.
That's important. No GMOs, gluten-free. All of these issues, as people become more health conscious, we monitor that, and that's very important. What is the future going to bring? That's going to be consumer driven. We just need to make sure that we're looking at what consumers want and make sure we provide what consumers want and demand.
Okay. And one of the last questions. You seems like a very fit person. Many Americans look a little bit, why you're so fit? Why are you so fit?
Well, I have been fat.
Really?
But now I like to work out. I'm just training for running a marathon. I do love mini melts and I do eat a lot of mini melts. But you just have to work out and watch what you eat.
It takes so much time. When you try to run marathons, it's about 6 hours. And training takes sometimes. You fail this time?
Well, hopefully it's going to take me a lot less than 6 hours to run the marathon. But there is a lot of training. I've been training for 20 weeks, and you have to run 30 to 50 miles a week. So it takes a bit of time and a bit of commitment. You just get up early. You can do it.
I hope I will.
Yeah.
And the last question: what you can give? Which advice and tips you can give to small entrepreneurs who make a first step? Which way to business better? Services, selling, or some IT? How do you think?
Well, we touched upon this earlier, and you have to do what you enjoy. No matter what it is. I can't tell somebody to go in and do ice cream if they hate ice cream. I can't tell somebody to do real estate if they don't like real estate. The number one thing is to do what you enjoy. The number two thing is to work hard. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are. Hard work is absolutely critical.
So you can put your attention in every point. It depends on not point, not place, but what is inside you.
Absolutely. And there's absolutely no substitute for hard work. When I started my publishing company, I was always the first person in the office in the morning, and I was always the last person to leave at night. I'd work 10, 15 hours a day. And that's important, and that leads me to the next point, is you lead by example. So, I mean, if I want everybody to be serving here, I'll serve. I won't tell somebody to go serve, you just do it yourself, you lead by example. And I'll never ask somebody to do something I won't do.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tom.
Artem, it was a pleasure.
I hope you will have a lot of new customers here. And guys, you receive information just from the first phase of this company. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Good luck, guys.
Дорогой друг, раньше ты знал меня как эксперта в области сладкой ваты и попкорна, но за последние 3 года я очень сильно поднатаскался и в других областях. Поэтому, если ты захочешь приобрести мороженое, фризеры, научиться делать эскимо в эскимо-генераторах, знай, что на сайте vataka.ru ты можешь найти не только оборудование, сырье и расходные материалы, но также найти много обучающих видео и записей вебинаров, посвященных тематике мягкого мороженого, фризеров, джелато и эскимо-генераторов. Заказать все, о чем я говорю, можно в моем магазине shop.watakat.ru. И не забудь подписаться, чувак, тут очень много интересного.